1 year of guitar, and it has definitely been a long one. I started posting videos on January 1st of this year, but I started guitar on July 18th of last year. For as long as I can remember, I've wanted to play guitar. When I was little, I discovered Megadeth from my dad, and I really wanted to start guitar. But for some reason, my parents wouldn't let me play guitar until I did a different instrument first, which ended up being the violin.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
I hated the violin, I wanted nothing to do with it, and my interest in music just faded. I got my interest in music back, I want to say around freshman year of high school. Of course, I started with the classics like Pink Floyd, Black Sabbath, and the Cars, and everything in between. But then as high school carried on, my music taste got heavier and heavier and heavier. Every subgenre you could think of I was listening to. I was on Metal Archives all day. And then I got into brutal death metal and slamming brutal death metal. Definitely some of my favorite genres. And for some reason in my brain it just clicked, I really want to play that. But with school and a part-time job, I really couldn't find the time to just sit down and put all my effort into guitar. Then finally, graduation day came. But then after graduation, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. In high school, I picked up welding, which is what I do for a living now, but it wasn't really something I saw myself doing long term. So then I made a decision. Guitar is the thing that I want to do. I remember the first things I was practicing, we were going up the pentatonic scale and learning different basic scales. Of course, I always had a metronome on. I was just really getting my timing down and learning all the notes. That's definitely one thing violin helped out with, which I remembered some of the notes. But then after playing for a little bit, I decided, why not invest in some lessons? Now, I tried to find lessons in my area, but none of the teachers were interested in any music that I was interested in playing. Now with online, I invested in a MacBook, Scarlett Solo, and a Archetype Nolliax to give it a go. I found one teacher, but still didn't really connect, wasn't really interested in the exact music I was trying to play. And then I discovered FanStream on Instagram and started taking lessons from him, and I still take lessons from him to this day. I recommend them. When I first started taking lessons from him, he introduced me to the band Necrophagus, which somehow went over my head all these years. Completely changed my life. Watching lives, listening to the albums over and over again, something just clicked. Seeing Mohammed Shweesmith play just inspired me to play harder and harder every single day. But with that, playing 4 to 5 hours every day came with a lot of burnout, my wrists and hands killing me, a lot of Epsom salt, ice packs, and a lot of downs, but a lot of ups as well. And after a while, I decided, why not get some better gear? Like a whole rig and some nice quality guitars. Now the guitar I started learning on was a BC Rich Warlock Bronze Series, but got rid of that and I decided to pick up a 7-string Ibanez Zyphos. Found it on Facebook Marketplace for a killer deal, and that's really what I learned playing on. Now I was getting bored of the Archetype Nolliax plugin that I was using, and I knew I was going to be playing guitar for the rest of my life, so I decided to make some investments. Now the first amp purchase I ever made was a Blue Voodoo 120 head. And then after that I ordered my Vader Carnage Strain 4x12, which you can get from Vader if you message them on Facebook. Now I had this Blue Voodoo 120 lying around and no cabinet for probably about 3 months. Now the Vader 4x12 took a long time to be made, but in that time an Angle 2 Braghead E860 popped up on Vader. I knew I had to get it, ordered it right away. It came faster than the Vader cab. And then the Vader cab finally came and I had my full setup. But I still had a blue Voodoo 120 just sitting around, so I decided to trade it for these 4 racks in this box from one of my friends. Then along with that, I got Decimator 2 noise gate, and it was complete. Now with this good quality gear, time on my hands, and a lot of goals I have to accomplish, I'm very excited for this next year of guitar. Definitely with this year of guitar, I've learned a lot and I have a lot of takeaways. One, which being is to really get meaningful practices. If I'm getting frustrated the whole time, nothing's really working, really gotta just step back and try something else. I can't think of how many times I've been discouraged and let down because I couldn't do something, because I just kept trying over and over and over again and not trying to find some other way to accomplish that. Another takeaway I have is just to really take care of your hands. The only way I can play guitar is with my hands, and if they're messed up or they hurt beyond the point where I can play, then what's the point? I always make sure to soak my hands in Epsom salt every once in a while, along with, if I have a really grueling practice the day before, I'll ice my hands. When I first started playing guitar, I would play so much where I would wake up and my hands would hurt so goddamn badly. Now, along with physical health also comes mental health. You really can't expect too much when you're learning something. If you expect to get it right away, you're gonna frustrate the hell out of yourself and discourage yourself to put down the guitar. I still get discouraged to this day about some things that I wish it can just click and I can just play. But in the end, it's really not worth being frustrated and discouraged about it when you're gonna learn it soon anyway. And the last takeaway I have from guitar is just, if you want to do something, and just put your mind to it and you can do it. Now, my 2 main goals are be in a band and play live, and I still haven't got there, but I feel like I'm closer every single day. If you don't put in the time and the effort, you're not going to get very far. Some people do, but it's very rare. I've worked very hard to get to this point, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. Now, here's some sweeping to compare to next year. Every new Instagram follower and YouTube subscriber from this point forward will be $1 entered into the Vigier Maryland Fund, and vice versa. If anyone unfollows or unsubscribes, $1 will be lost from the Vigier Maryland Fund. The goal is $4,000 to be able to afford one of these things. Now, let's get it.
Jesse, don't do it. I bet you he's got more than 100 grand under the hood of that car.